Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hyperloops Star Wars Destiny podcast. I am BobbySapphire. I'm here with my two friends. First up, HonestlySarcastc. What's up, Joe?
Yo, not much. Work, work, work.
Yep, work ditched us for drafting. And then my other buddy NJCuenca, who smoked me in draft today. What's up, Nick?
Yeah, but I lost two in a row, so I don't know what that means.
I guess it just means I'm the worst.
Yeah, that might be it. That might be it.
Lost to Noro?
Well,
I
he
lost.
said he lost two
I
in
lost.
a row.
Oh,
I
two in a
lost
row.
two,
Gotcha.
two in a row. Yeah,
Okay.
two in a row.
I thought you might beat Schnoo, but Brian's deck seemed pretty good. He had Ezra and Ezra's Saber. We had someone
Dude,
with Ezra and Ezra's Saber, and then someone had Fifth Brother's Saber today.
Oh,
He took-
shit.
I
Yeah,
passed
so
the
it
guy
happened-
with the Fifth Brother Saber. I was like, I have no use for this, and I opened an Anakin pod racer, and the dude to my left opened Anakin, and I was like, ooh, I could get that Anakin. In pack 2, I already had Sebulba, Leia, and Sebulba's pod racer. I was ready to go for my Boonta Eve, Leia, Anakin, Sebulba pod racer day. I was going to be broken.
Yeah, but then he ended up taking Anakin over Darksaber, which is, I don't know, is slightly questionable. But Anakin's really cheap, so he ended up playing 4 wide, which seemed pretty good, but eh.
Yeah, I beat him with my Darksaber, so going to every character in my deck. So I guess it could go either way. But Darksaber definitely did more damage than Anakin did.
Yeah, I could guarantee that.
All right, well, that's enough about draft. We're really here to talk about the balance of the Force, specifically in Standard, though there was some trilogy adaptations. Biggest and baddest right now is they finally tapped Ayla. Ayla Sakura is now a 10-13 instead of a 9-12, which is pretty reasonable. She was busted as hell at 9-12. I know that just watching some people play Ayla, Rose, Anakin with the crate speeder made me think that there was no way I needed to test for Gen Con. I was just going to play 5-dice like crate speeders and call it a day. What do you guys think about? Why don't you just round the horn on the balance change to Ayla?
Go ahead. You first. You first.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an easy call. Yeah, it's an easy call for them to make for sure. It's something that was just kind of made all other characters at that cost irrelevant because her die is just insane. Like her worst side is the one melee. Maybe it's crazy. Like either the 2 indirect or the 1 melee, and the 1 melee was probably good if you were pairing ancient lightsabers. And yeah, so I think it was needed. I think it'll add some diversity. I think Stairs starting out with any extra resource was just kind of too good. And those, like you just said, the new, hero vehicles with Ayla and Rose just was going to be real gross because Rose is way better now. So, yeah.
Joe?
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm really sad because, I was all in on Ayla, Rose, Anakin. I was just, loving life with my R2-D2 and flipping it to a special and resistant crate speeder and just abusing the crap out of people. And then it was just like, yeah, no. You get it for a week and you don't have any events for this, so yeah, screw you. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. I think Nick's point about all the other characters being pretty irrelevant was right on the money. Like, would you ever run Kanan in the previous meta? Like, no, never. There's just never a reason to.
I still want to run them right now. The thing is the team comps.
Hey,
Hi, Carl,
Carla.
I'm recording in case you know.
I mean, you could
So
run
it's
Ayla, Kanan, built to last.
Yeah, but I mean, in general, you were able to build that before. I just meant the team cups you were able to build using Ayla were just there was a lot of flexibility, and they've destroyed most of that. They created Ezra, and if you ever compared Ezra and pre-nerf Ayla, you're just like, that's garbage. Like, why the hell would you ever take -2 health, minus a full set of damage side, minus that special for the ability to draw a card around if you put an equip on this 8 health dude? Like, no, get the hell out of here. So just by seeing the Ezra, you could pretty much tell what was going to go down. But now we're looking at, all right, you don't start with profitable connections and stairs. You don't get to go Ayla profitable pull Ayla long-term plans. It just messes with a lot of the plot theory that, like, if villains wanted to go plots, it's not that great because the plot setups are pretty brutal, whereas the plot setups in Heroes were like real strong, and now they've been weakened pretty much with Ayla getting hit. So we'll see what ends up happening. But Ayla just covered like every deck. It didn't matter what was going on. It's like, oh, Ayla plus random henchman, good to go. Like Ayla will carry.
Yeah. Yeah, she's the mailman. She just carries it all. Just carries the team. Any other thoughts on Ayla before we move on to the other balances?
I think she's still fine.
Yeah.
She's fine now. She's just not auto. She's just now you have to sort of think about whether or not it's worth it. Before it was like, oh yeah, she's just the best, just a good player.
Well, let me ask you this: like, so the easiest comparison at 10-13 is to Yoda. So like, where do you differentiate whether or not you're taking Yoda or Ayla when you're building a deck? So talk me through your processes for that.
It's hard because it has to do with the cards you want to play. So CQA, Ayla, if you want to play more high value cards that you want to hit them every time, then you probably want to go with Yoda. And Yoda's good for consistency. So it's more, I have a plan in motion, and I'm going to facilitate that with Yoda as opposed to Ayla, which is your plan to be aggressive plus some other character. So that's like a really vague sort of way of saying that if I'm going to be playing lightsabers, then Ayla gets way better. If I want to do something else like in drive-by shooting, then I want to do Yoda because, that doesn't, sabers plus Yoda aren't as good.
Anything to add?
Yeah, I would just pretty much same thing. It's